Welcome, and I hope you've been having a wonderful crypto week. Research this last week has been very, very interesting. So, I found at pro.truemarketinsiders.com that they're expecting crypto to have a frenzy. Trying to see where I can get the glare off of that for y'all. Like that. So if you go to pro.truemarketinsiders.com and find that video, I think you'll find it very interesting. And it's being said that there's a prediction Solana can go up significantly. We will see what happens, but I suggest you look that video up for yourself and give it a look and see what it means to you and or your profile and future. I hope it helps you. So today I want to talk to you about, some of you just need to calm down and not be so incredibly anxious about investing. Actually, I find it a wonderful and to a degree relaxing thing. Why? Because we've set out the sections in our notebooks, right? So you've written down your plan for your investment goals, what you're seeking to do with your life, the wealth you're trying to find to do those things. But you need stability to it and not just all this anxious trading based on the coin's price going up or down, creating high profile volatility alone. Yes, you may be doing some of that. Yes, you may have done some extensive research and have some great buys. But if all your profile has in it is cost of the coin only, meaning that when the coin's value goes up, you gain, when it goes down, you lose, and that high volatility only in your portfolio can drive anybody crazy. That's why I have recommended my top 8 assets, and today I'm going to introduce a 9th one, and I'm going to break them down and show you how this really relates to your life. And so now that you've had a chance to write your own personal goals down, you can check with your personal goals and see if it lines up with anything that I'm saying here to help put you in a better framework of looking at it from a perspective of you've got a future that you have to plan for. You've got a present or right now assets that you're investing in, and you have a savings plan you're investing in. And all those things will grow your future over many years, the present to now, like that video I was just showing you, could mean sooner, and your savings plan will continue to grow for however long you allow it to grow before you need that as an emergency fund or any other kind of expense. So, with that being said, let's look at our realistic goals that you've all potentially written down, or have written down is my hope, and break them down into those categories of you're investing for your future is 1. You're investing for your present or right now is 2nd. Your savings is 3rd. And this is a great place to start. That's why I have made my profile recommendations. So for the future is where we invest a little bit in Bitcoin, right? Because that's going to grow exponentially scarce or value by scarcity as time goes on. So we know in the next 8 years, 2 more halvings take place. It's going to at some point at that time get really, really expensive, right? So when you break your profile down into the future, the present, now, and savings, and you look at Bitcoin, I personally am looking at that as a future investment. An investment that I'll make a little bit every month and let it ride for 8 years, right? I'm not one who makes enough six-figure income to buy shares of Bitcoin at 50,000, 60,000 or higher and play the whole volatility game of, oh, it went up by that much. Do I want to sell it? And I think playing that game to a degree can create a whole lot more tax liability than people will realize until they get to tax season. So for me, Bitcoin is a long-term play to go the next 4 to 8 years, not just get instant wealth today. So if you think about Bitcoin and your future, that's where my recommendations make sense, right? So you take your budget monthly, right? And you either divide that by 8 to put 1/8 in each of these top 8 assets, or if you want to add your savings plan with my 9th recommendation today, you could divide it by 9 to put 1/9 into each one of these steadily each and every month all year long for the next 4 to 8 years, and you will have built yourself up a profile that stands to gain significant value. So for your future is your Bitcoin. The present and now are the other 7 of Solana, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cosmos, Cardano, Tezos, Polygon, and staking those funds to get the interest rate so that it pays out every so many days as it states in there. And you get that interest rate on your money, plus you end up getting network rewards and some fractional share to potentially hold coins either immediately or they build up that way. So your profile continues to go and grow with the interest rate. And that's great, being able to be invested in interest rate assets that if you can't invest 1 month, it will continue to grow for you at whatever level you've invested. That's wonderful. And then for your savings, that's where if you're wanting to do a crypto savings, I'm recommending USDC, because if you divided your investment budget by 9 to put 1/9 in each one of these assets on a steadily and regular basis that you have to invest in your life, they'll go and they'll grow, but your savings will build. And so by using USDC as a savings plan, what's great about that for me is that the USDC, you don't have to stake it. If you leave it sit there for 30 days, you'll earn like 5% interest on the money that you've put in there, which helps your savings to grow. But if you actually needed it for an emergency or other expense right away, you can link it to your Coinbase card and either spend it off your card or send it back to your bank account. And that is wonderful to have that as a resource and a savings plan going forward. If you don't already have one, then you may seriously want to consider dividing what you are investing monthly by 9 to plug that in and start some kind of a savings plan so you'll have an emergency fund at some point in the future, depending on how much you're investing, to steadily build that up and letting the interest help you as well. So that's my recommendation for this week, is that you may want to consider adding a savings plan to your portfolio if you have not already, and letting the 5% interest every month carry your savings plan forward if you don't need to use or utilize those funds each month. And as you let it sit there and build and grow, you'll have even a larger savings plan. If you don't have one right now, it's better to have one than not have one. So, with that being said, if you're going to invest in these top 9 assets now because you decide to add the savings plan and divide your budget by 9 to put 1/9 into each one of these steadily and increase over time, that's a great and wonderful thing. I think it's the safest place to be, because then you're taking care of your future, you're taking care of your present now investments, and you're taking care of a savings plan to hopefully offset any major emergencies that would potentially come up you're not expecting. I think that's a solid place to be. And then if you're investing in other coins over and above this, then it reduces that volatility a little bit, because you have some of your money steadily growing for your future. your present and now under interest rates that are going to just keep your profile moving for you when you can't invest. And the savings plan will do the same. And it's great to put something into a savings plan of USDC. And if you let that money sit there for a month and you didn't add anything else in, you'll just get 5% on what you put in there, and it'll continue to grow as well. It's wonderful. And you don't have to stake it, and you have it readily available, whether you want to use your Coinbase card or send it back to your bank account to use your own bank card. However you wish to do it, that's the top 9 solid that I like, because I like to take care of my future and know that I'm going to have something in the years ahead. I like taking care of the present now under interest rates, knowing that every week at some payout level, each one's different. You can look it up by the percentage rate on your phone app of Coinbase or on your laptop computer, where it talks about the percentages, and it'll list out the percentage rates and how often they pay out. But usually it's 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 5 day, 7 day, or in USDC's case, a month. And it keeps going and growing. Once you put that first dollar in there, if that's literally all you can do, then it'll keep growing at that small, low rate, but it'll keep building for you, and having something going on is better than having nothing going on at all for you. And if you're just a beginning investor and you don't have a big budget, then the way I look at the minimum investment is that you would take these top 9 assets times $1 puts you at $9. Then you need to add another dollar onto that for trading fees and network costs, right? So you'll end up with about a $18 purchase all said and done for all 9 assets, $1 invested in each one, plus the network and trading fees. I don't know how you can get any less expensive of a starting investment than that. And I think it's a wonderful thing. I'm trying to pass it all on to you all so that you can, at least, if you are desperate and you're needing something to start growing in your life, you can give this a try. It's not going to hurt you. It's only going to help you, really. It's bailed me out. I'm glad I found it when I did, even though after I gotten started, I'm like, wow, I wish I would have found this a few years earlier. But it was better to start at some point than not start at all. So I hope you all will get started in looking over your portfolio that you've created for yourself based on your goals and your ambitions and where you want to go in life. And hopefully all this will help you grow and go and fulfill your visions and life quests. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos. And look at that video that I showed you about the Pro pro.truemarketinsiders.com, and check out this coming frenzy that they're talking about. All right, can you see that good enough? And hopefully this frenzy will pay off for you with this profile setup. And I hope you have a great and wonderful week.